This will probably sound familiar, but hey, Call of Duty has an overpowered weapon. In other news, the sun will rise tomorrow, the Cubs will not win the World Series, and the YouTube auditor can go fuck himself, so everything in the world remains the same. Now, the gameplay in the background comes from Ciotis or Xtify, I don't fucking know. He has a YouTube name and a screen name at Prestige Gamer, so it's all fucked up. I mean, I could just call the motherfucker Bob for all I care. But you notice in the background, he's using the BAL 27 or Ball 27. I don't fucking know, and I don't give a shit. What I do know is this is the most complained about gun in the game, and Sledgehammer had to nerf pretty much everything about the gun. Look, almost every Call of Duty before it, there is usually one or two guns or one gun type that outmatches everything. Some of the most absurd guns were the MP40 in World at War and the Type 95 in Modern Warfare 3. You know, games like Call of Duty 4, they had a good balance of guns, but only a few shitty guns that were somewhat unusable. Compared to a game like Black Ops 1, where the LMGs were utterly and wholly useless in the game. Gun balance has always been an issue, so it's no surprise that the BAL or BAL, I don't know, I'm going to call it the BAL, whatever the fuck, was added to the expanding list of overpowered shit. And no surprise, the community was in an uproar over this gun. But let's be honest, this shit isn't anything new. If you've played Call of Duty over the past 10 fucking years, you know there's bound to be one fucked up gun or so. And it raises the question, how does this happen every goddamn year? And it's a legitimate question, and it seems to play the game each damn year. How does this get past the developers? One gun performs miles ahead of the rest. And I'm sure they have some stats nerd sitting behind a computer figuring all this shit out. I'm sure someone is sitting there measuring damage per second, by distance, per gun, or whatever the fuck, because that's what they should be doing. But every year, a gun like this gets by, and we question why. Why is there always a gun that is able to outclass the others? It's easy to just blame the developers and the programmers for this, or even their in-house testers, but the biggest issue is that these companies are asking the wrong testers to come in and sample the game in the alpha and the beta stages. There are two main types of players that the three Call of Duty developers will ask: MLG players and YouTube douchebags. Both have a vested interest in how the game performs and how they will perform in the game. And this is what leads to guns not being balanced before the game releases. Now, just look at the two groups for a second. And we'll start with the MLG players. They make money off of Call of Duty. They win tournaments, they bring in cash, so competitive edges, advantages, teamwork, all of that shit leads to their success. Let's say a developer brings in a number of players. What do you think they're looking for if they have a vested interest in the game? What elements of the game will help or hurt their chances at competitive tournaments? Doesn't that make sense? Of course it does. Glitches are obvious where something doesn't work as intended and are glaringly broken. So they will find those. Map disadvantages where one side of the map has multiple escape routes and the other is a spawn trapper's wet dream. Since they will be in the games, they won't want to spawn on the side that has all the disadvantages, and they will most likely speak up when it comes to the unbalanced maps. Objective balance is another issue where you have two domination flags that might be right next to each other while the third one is isolated across the map because they want things to be balanced. You want balance across the maps, you want balance across the objectives. There are other things like headshot glitching spots on maps, sniper nests with unfair shots over the entire map. These are things they will notice because they're looking at what advantages other teams might take over them. If another team gets the good spawn and they get the bad spawn, that could be the difference between a winning match or losing match. Not skill, but map balance or objective balance. Guns are the last thing they would care about, because think about it. If you have an overpowered gun, and I have an overpowered gun, that cancels each other out. If you have a Black Ops 1 FAMAS, and I have a Black Ops 1 FAMAS, then basically it comes down to gun skill. If you were stupid enough to take something like a Stoner, hey, I have an advantage with the FAMAS. If I take the Modern Warfare 2 ACR, and you take the FN 2000, I have an advantage. Whatever gun works the best is what they're going to use, knowing that the other team will possibly use that as well. It's not like map balance, it's about the best loadout where your gun skill will matter. But when the game releases and they had a chance to preview the game, what guns do you think these guys are taking into pub matches? Yep, those overpowered guns they already knew about, and they didn't say a word to the damn developers. So when Sledgehammer asked them, so how are the guns? Their answer, oh, perfectly fine. Is the Battle 27 overpowered? Nope. Seems perfectly fine to me. Meanwhile, when the game is released and people are learning the maps and the guns, they know which ones to use immediately. They know exactly what guns to take from the start of the game to start building up their kill-death ratio, and all of a sudden, you have everybody using that one gun that manages to outclass all the others. Now, the second group to pay attention to is the YouTube douchebags. Oh, you know the ones, man. People that act like they just found out some new Call of Duty information and pass that shit off as their, oh man, you know who I'm talking about. Check out this new trailer that was just released on the Call of Duty channel, but I'm gonna post it on my channel hoping to get more views and shit like that. Come on, man. Just like the MLG cunts, they have a vested interest in the game. What better way to get people to watch your videos than to post up videos of the most overpowered gun the first week of the damn release? Shit, not even a day after the release, people are posting up videos of the most overpowered gun in the game, or posting up videos of them using the most overpowered gun in the game, getting 90 kills in a spawn trap location. And granted, there are some great YouTube players out there. There is no denying that. They could get 100 kills with a cheap gun. They could get 120 kills with an overpowered gun. These people know how to play. But there are people that are marginal players that when you put the overpowered gun in their hands, they're naturally going to have a good game. I have my moments. I mean, shit, I use the UMP all the time, Modern Warfare 2. Modern Warfare 3, I was using the ACR up the ass. Do I apologize for that shit? No, because I like using the gun and I wanted to get good scores for videos. But other people just can't admit that. Oh, the Battle 27 is overpowered. Meanwhile, every other fucking video you have uses that shit. Come on, man. Let's get real for a minute here. You're using the overpowered shit because you know it's going to make you money. Both of these groups have financial incentive not to tell these studios which guns are great. Glitches, map problems, cheap perks, all those things would mess with their finances. If somebody's sitting in a rock and killing them and they're only going 16 and 11, yeah, that's fucking with your money. If somebody figured out there was a nice little spot that overlooks the C flag and you can't capture that flag, yeah, that might fuck with your MLG money when it comes to the tournaments and shit like that. So they report things that are wrong with the game, but when it comes to gun balance, it makes no financial sense for them to go out and ruin their own gameplay just because they want to announce something is overpowered. It's why I've been saying this for years, but Call of Duty developers should be asking the glitchers, the hackers, and all the other assholes to test out the games for them. If a cheater or glitcher gets hours to play this game and exploits all the cheap shit in the game, then the developer knows what they need to fix. If you want to find out all the asshole spots, you gotta hire an asshole. Now, I've said that shit time and time again, yet each year we find an overpowered gun that ends up getting nerfed down to normal. Seriously, if you follow the same formula and the same path each year, this is why you end up with the same problem. It's why Call of Duty will forever be stuck in the cycle until they finally realize they're asking the wrong people to help them out. One day, they may finally realize that, but by that time, Call of Duty 15 Medieval Warfare will be created. Fuck it, man. 5 kill streak. I want a trebuchet up in this motherfucker, man. Anyway, as I said for the beginning, I still have plenty of videos to post up when it comes to Advanced Warfare. Plenty of things I'm going to be ranting about, other things I'm just going to be discussing. So as always, rate, comment, subscribe, and all that good shit. And I'll see you guys in the next video.